Let me tell you the tale of 3 cigar lounges. Okay, I'll give you 3. So, me and my buddy, I think it was 2 days ago, and it was the college football championship. And we found this new cigar lounge. It was over in Southside, over by or the Orleans. Atham looked that up. And we just wanted to have a cigar. So they had a big screen TV. And it was Auburn versus Philadelphia, or some group of one people in one jerseys up again. And we're trying to sit there and smoke our cigar. And what was more entertaining than the game, well, I'm okay with watching the game every once in a while, but I don't, was these old washed up dude bros. These are proto dude bros. The dude bros came in, what, should we say the mid-aughts? 2005, 2006, that's when the dude bros came out. Dude, bro, dude. Ask the great one himself. But these are washed up 50-year-old plus dude bros. And what was amazing to me is we're trying to enjoy our cigars, maybe even pay attention to the game. And here you have overweight, middle-aged men that if they ever ran more than a mile, they get a heart attack. The level of criticism and predictability and the insistence of saying what the players should do and what play the coaches should play and what that young man who could throw a ball farther than the guy could hit a golf ball with a club. It was astounding. It was astounding to me. Now I know, and I'm not picking on these guys. Well, I am picking on these guys, but I'm accurately assessing these guys because they are inferior. They are. I know, oh, you can't make them all. I just did, and I'm accurate too. Well, they're not morally inferior, but they're dumber. Let's put it that way. So here you got these washed up middle-aged dudes telling, although of course the person doesn't hear it, telling a coach who's paid 60, 70, 80 million dollars a year, I don't know what the coaches are paid, a lot more than these schmoes are, telling the pros what they should do. And then if the play didn't go the way that they were cheering for the team to go, then they would say, oh yeah, you should have done it that way, you should have done it that way. Now, keep in mind, you step back and you look at the stupidity of the situation. You have people talking at a screen. I mean, they're like apes yelling at that big black obelisk thing in 2001 or whatever the movie was. That's really what it is. But for them to think that they have the wisdom or they're participatory or that whatever they yelled had any kind of effect. Now I know, it's camaraderie, it's bonding. I understand that. But I was looking at them like they are actually trying to coach the game as if, one, they have a say in it, and two, as if they know more than the coach who's been coaching for 20 years or the football players who've been playing for at least, 10? But you start at 12, you're 22, 23, at least 10, for those college players. And so I was just, and then they cheer, they get upset, the standard old our team kind of stuff. So there was that. Then I go, where was the other place I went? Oh, it wasn't another cigar lounge. No, it was another cigar lounge. This one's in Caesar's Palace. Nice cigar lounge. Not going to mention them or slam it, but it's a nice cigar lounge. And so one entire wall is a television screen. Like multiple panels, but they all play the same thing. It's all synced up. And it was during the daytime and no one else was in there. And it was sports coverage. Just a wall of sports coverage. There was no game going on. It's just these nobodies. And that's what you guys are. I know all of you at CNN and ESPN and SportsCenter or whatever the hell your acronym is. Nobody knows who the F you are. Wait, what? Cowherd? And then the three guys, the three jamokes, the Latino, the old fart, and the white guy. And they put up their C or nay. And the only reason I know about that is because that's been forced on me when I want to go to my regular bar. Aside from like the three shows that anyone even kind of recognizes, the rest of you are nobodies. You're fucking nobodies. No fucking buddies. You're just there as mental masturbation material for old white men to jerk off to so they can say, oh yeah, I think Brett Favre is a better quarterback than Bart Starr. And you get into the drama, the annex, like, oh hey, look at that. Another NFL player beat his wife. Oh wow. Whoa, what do you think? Does this say about, like, you're no different than CNN and Fox. Just shut the fuck up and go away. So we have this worthless crap taking up at least 90%, 90 degrees, not 90%, 90 degrees, 25% of our vision. And my buddy says, you know what would be great right about now? I said, what's that? And he says, if they could switch this and we could watch Dr. No. Because he was watching Dr. No before we left. I'm like, oh, dude, would that be awesome? Like, because you all seen it. Any James Bond movie, you know, black and white, or not black and white, but Sean Connery, even what's his name, the cheesy guy. We all know him. You don't need subtitles. You could just enjoy it. And we asked the guy, like, hey, can you change that to James Bond? And the guy did. Now, he couldn't find James Bond. He couldn't find another channel, but he's like, all we got is sports. Like, that's all that they bought was sports. They bought the sports package. So you're stuck with sports. But here's the thing, and I'm going to go now to the third cigar lounge. That guy was willing to change it, and he didn't seem insulted. So, third cigar lounge. This is my favorite cigar lounge in all the world. And I have a rapport there with the staff. So we go in. And, again, they got it set. I don't know. Their dick is on neutral. It's got to always be on Sports Channel and CNN or Sports Center or whatever. And right away I asked the gal, I say, can you change that to something black and white? She's like, what? I said, I don't care. I just don't want to see sports. And she's like, thank God. So that's another little hint. Like, oh, hey, the staff is sick and tired of looking at sports. She's like, absolutely, I'll change it. So she switched it. And we're looking through, no, that. And then we see Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke! Get Gunsmoke! And she threw on Gunsmoke. And it was the old black and white, not the new one when they went to color. It was Gunsmoke, black and white. And then they went to Andy Griffith. And no one complained. There wasn't some dude, bro, like, hey, you doing it onto the game? Because I got to sit here and stroke off my dick and act like I'm Nick fucking Saban. And I should tell them what to do. None of these low-rent business major, MBA, salesman, car salesman, banker, IQ of 103.2. So Shazam, same thing they listen to. Ha-ha! Beckloff in the morning. Shout out to Beckloff. And they changed it. Girl changed it. No complaints. And then it dawned on me. It costs nothing to ask them. And I'm waging a one-man war, but I think the opportunity, the iron is hot for us to strike. I think people are so fucking sick and tired. I think the NFL ratings are down a third because of this political bullshit. Not to mention ESPN is populated with stupid fucking people. But I think people are so fucking sick and tired of sports. They're so sick and tired of news. What, Lifetime Fitness said they're taking down the news station. Good for them. People are sick and tired of this fucking slop you fucking inferiors serve in front of our fucking faces all the fucking time. But, think about this. Some bent cunt bitch of a soccer mom complains because her precious little Jimmy, I don't know, got served chocolate pudding in the cafeteria. And she files a complaint. And how quick does it take those spineless pussies over in the public schools to bend over and ban chocolate ice cream or chocolate pudding? Even corporations, doesn't have to be public sector. Public sector's a little bit more. Academia, schools, all that. They'll bend over backwards if there's a complaint. But even corporations, you accuse them of this or that or insensitivity. I mean, look at how Target, if it was a woman, was like Sweden, spreading her legs to get fucked by people that made complaints. Sweden itself, government itself, you don't like black people. What can we do? Can we enslave our home population more? What can we do more for you? In other words, like, there's a moral kind of thing. Like, I got my own opinion. I prefer to not watch sports. But if 85% of the people here want to watch sports, well, then I shouldn't take that away from them. That's the majority of what they want to watch. And now, okay, I'll just suffer watching sports. Maybe I'll ignore it. I'll go into the other room or something like that. But then it got me thinking how much I disrespect dude bros and commoners and normies and conformies. And not to mention how everyone bends over backwards, like squeaky wheel gets the grease. What if we all just started saying, hey, can you turn that off of sports? I'm not saying you got to go black and white Andy Griffith Show, Gunsmoke, or whatever my tastes are. But if you could say, hey, can you just turn that off of sports? I'm sick and tired of watching sports. And I'm not joking. It's not that these people will bend over backwards. They will. They will bend over backwards. But my point is that, hell, I don't get that many listeners. I think at most we get around 3,000 regular listeners. I don't know how many are listening to Stitcher or whatever else. But if you just make it a policy, you walk into the bar, and it's not a dedicated sports bar. I wrote an article about it. If it's a sport, if it says bench warmer Bob's, this was a place down in Burnsville, went out of business, just fucking conformyville. It'd be a tragedy if a small nuke hit that place. What would we do without all the guys playing softball with their guts swilling beer later? What would happen without those people? So you don't go into like a place, Bob's Sports Bar, where there's banners up. But if you go into your cigar lounge, you go into a jazz joint, you go into just a dive bar, say, can you turn off the fucking sports? I'm sick of sports. I say, well, what do you want? And default, I don't know, Andy Griffith, anything but sports. Anything but sports. And they will change it. They will actually change it. And you know what else? They're probably sick and tired of watching sports too. Look, I get pissed off having to sit down. I want to have my drink. I want to have my cigar. I want to have my food. And I got to watch some fucking ape of a former wrestler or former basketball player or soccer, whatever. And they're not, you can't even hear what they're saying. They're just talking. And then you see, should people kneel before the national anthem? They're trying to get political. These fucking inferior pieces of shit talking to me, ruining my day. Oh, fuck them, fuck that. No, you're damn right. I'm going to go in. I want it changed. Now, that's just me in there for 20 minutes. 30, maybe at most an hour. Can you imagine the poor workers? They got to deal with Sports Center on the entire fucking time. I remember working security, and I would watch CNBC religiously because you could see you could watch the sunrise. It'd be London. Then what else? Well, London was kind of the last thing, but you could see it as it moved over. Paris would open later, then maybe Halifax, and then New York, and you get the early hours train. You could see what's going on. After a while, I realized it was all bullshit. And now I don't ever want to watch CNBC again, as much as I wanted to bang Maria Bartiromo. I don't know if she's aged well. That was 20 years ago. But I got sick of it. I can only imagine the poor working staff of America just want to change the channel to anything else. Anything else but the goddamn sports channel. ESPN Sports Center. And it's not to make a political statement against the kneeling and how sports channels have become popular or politicized. It's more to smack them in the goddamn faces and tell them, you're not wanted anymore. You don't provide society any fucking value. You're a bunch of fucking nobodies. Sports is not a science. It's not a science. All the analysis with the graphics, they throw the ball and then they do this trajectory. And then you fucking apes, you fucking dipshits, you analyze. Well, you see, he has a gap there, la da da. And I know maybe that plays to the masses, these within one standard deviation of an IQ of 100. Like, these people that they just do whatever society tells. But even those people, I think, are getting sick and tired of the fucking overkill of sports and you fucking nobodies. Analyzing, providing sports analysis. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh wow. You guys with your drafts. You watch the fucking drafts. People who watch the Golden Globes, the Emmys, the Nammies, the Blabbies, the Clammies, and then those of you who actually watch these fucking drafts, you all need to be put in concentration camps and killed. all killed. And not with gas or bullets. You just should be starved out, because gas and bullets is way too much effort and energy and economics. We just put you in a cocoon. We let you starve out and eat each other while you're providing sports analysis. None of you are smart enough to get out of there because you're all just a bunch of 105 IQ assholes. Oh, would the world be better off without you people? It'd be better off. But, point is, like the squeaky wheel soccer mom, who's Tina, little Tina, she has a peanut allergy, or she's allergic to balloons, or she doesn't like the color blue. And then all of a sudden the school district bans the color of blue. I ain't got no blue ink no more. That is how society has been raised now. Grant the baby boomers one thing. They could say no. They could at least say no. But now that Gen X is in charge, and they're a bunch of fucking spineless, rubbery spine pushovers, and they, whatever you want. I'll give you another example. Let me tell you another example. Like, I got called in. I signed up for this customer survey marketing thing, and every once in a while they'll call you in if you fit the demographics, so you provide them a little bit of demographic information. And, like shaving cream. Okay, we obviously want men, or feminists. And, okay, is this smooth? Is that? Tell us whatever. But then I remember I went in one time, I forgot what it was. Half guys, half gals. You know whose yaps ran the entire time and practically no input was put in by the other group of people? Women ran their yaps the entire fucking time. They ran their yaps. And I was sitting there thinking, like, even though I wanted to say something, I couldn't because there was some middle-aged broad. And so I was like, okay, so these guys must obviously be accounting for the fact that only women are talking and men aren't. And they didn't. They didn't ask men, like, okay, what did you guys think? Well, it smells like shit, and fuck if I'm going to buy it, and, I know she likes that it's pink, but it doesn't do jack for me. They didn't do that. So what I'm realizing is marketing, business owners, business runners, people who make the decisions, they're totally clueless about what. In other words, if you say, I like that very much, they'll say thank you, but they'll ignore it. But if you say, that fucking sucks, turn it the fuck off, they will jump. They will jump. And so all I want is my little army. Ideally, we'd get a hashtag in Twitter, like, turn off the sports or something like that. And it would go around and go viral. But we're not SJWs. We're actually intelligent men and women. Oh, someone wants to talk. Too bad, babe. Too bad, busy. You didn't take my call before. Now you don't get a call. Hoo-hoo. What was the point I was saying? They will jump at a negative comment. They will jump, say, I don't want that, or I do want that. And so with my little miniature army, I like to think about at least 1,000 of us. Guys, gals, next time you walk into a bar, just, and again, it's not a dedicated sports bar. You just say, turn that shit off. Turn it off. No, I don't want to watch sports. I don't care what else. I'm sick and tired of watching sports. Turn it off. Turn it to something else. All we got is sports. They say, then just turn it off. Just turn it off. I'm so sick and tired of looking at these washed up dude bros. Just turn it off. And you'd be amazed. And then, I bet you, see, not only you're going to get favor with the staff, I bet you ain't nobody going to complain. And my dream, my goal, is someday down the road, you'll walk into the bar and Casablanca will be playing and not fucking Cowherd. Oh, get down with the herd. Not watching the white guy and the black guy, whatever their names are, spewing their splooge over what happened with a bunch of real athletes that actually played the freaking game a day ago. Like your brain won't melt. That maybe, heaven forbid, pubs actually become what they were back in Britain. Places of conversation and discussion. Maybe you make some friends. Maybe, quote, you're not so pissed off because, quote, your team didn't win. All right, let's do some sponsors.